un honor, sinceramente un honor.
Thank you very much, Juliana and Carolee, for this invitation. This is an honor. The idea of being able to share in 3 languages is amazing. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much.
Gracias a todos por participar en este encuentro y por extender luz en el mundo. Estamos en un momento donde es necesario
We're here gathered with the aim of extending light through the world. Particularly now, it's important for the light to shine brighter than ever. The Virgin Mary said to me that this is the time in which the children of the light should extend their light. So any event we have, or anything we can do, any action we can take to extend light in the world at this moment is very welcome. So thank you all of you for extending your light, for sharing your light. Thank you very much. Can somebody in English, Glenn, can you give me a thumbs up that you're hearing me okay? Thank you very much. It's a strange feeling. And it is in presence that light shines of itself. So thank you for creating this holy space of presence in the light of Christ. We know because Christ said to us that whenever 2 or more are gathered together in his name, he would be there. So we know that Christ is here. And where Christ is, heaven is. So what is happening in this gathering
un estado de unión del cielo y la tierra.
in heaven.
Jesús me dijo que estos encuentros de luz,
Jesus said to me that these gatherings of light, these gatherings of heart to heart,
van a ir creciendo cada vez más en el mundo entero,
will be growing increasingly around the whole world,
que iban a ser los medios
and that they would be
a través de los cuales
the way through
el
which
segundo advenimiento se iba a hacer presente.
they would be how the second coming would make itself present, would make itself known. And therefore that is what is happening here, thanks to your participation and the invitation sent out by Juliana and Carolee. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for illuminating and healing the world. It is through these holy encounters that the world will receive the light of Christ, in this union of heart to heart, in the presence of Christ. We heal the world, and we bring love where there is fear.
Por eso les agradezco de todo corazón.
And that is why I thank you from the bottom of my heart that you make possible this gathering, this meeting of earth and heaven.
Recibir cualquier tipo de pregunta que haya en sus corazones.
I would like to open myself to any question you may find you have in your heart.
Los ángeles dan siempre la bienvenida a las preguntas que hay del corazón.
The angels always welcome questions that come from the heart. So any questions that you feel that you wish to ask from your heart will be answered by them in the spirit of truth.
quizá antes de que surjan preguntas, quería compartir el lema de este encuentro
Perhaps
que
before any questions arise, I would like to share the theme for this gathering that Juliana kindly shared with me, and which is,
el amor de tu vida.
you are the love of your life.
Cuando Juliana me presentó ese lema,
When Juliana presented that theme to me,
me dijo que lo hizo movida por una expresión
she told me
en el
that she
encuentro
had done
anterior que
so
tuvimos,
moved by
donde yo
an
decía
expression that we had in a previous gathering, in which I was
que la
saying
gente hace las cosas que hace
that
dependiendo de si
people do what they
sabe
do
que es amor o no,
depending on whether or not they know
en
that
el
they
amor
are
que
loved
es.
and whether they know themselves
Y
in
ciertamente
the
eso
love
es lo
that is.
que de alguna manera nos interesa compartir en este encuentro.
And certainly that is something that we, in
El
some way, we wish to
conocimiento
share
de lo
in
que
this
somos en
gathering.
verdad
The knowing of who
es
we
un
are,
conocimiento
of
que
what we are in
tiene
truth.
el poder de transformar nuestras vidas.
That knowledge has the power
Cuando
to
nosotros
transform our lives.
conocemos el amor que somos,
When we know
nuestra
the
vida
love that we
cambia
are, our lives
en amor
change in love.
y empezamos a comprender
And
que
we
todo lo
begin
que
to
hacemos
understand that everything we do
depende de lo que creamos ser.
depends on
Y
what
por
we
eso es tan
believe we are.
importante
And that
recorrer
is
un
why it's
camino
so
del
important
conocimiento
to travel the path of
personal
coming to
en la luz
know
de la verdad.
personally who we
Saber que
are
somos
in
amor
the light of
y
truth.
nada más que amor.
We know that we are love and nothing
Es
but
un
love.
conocimiento que sana nuestra
N-
percepción,
Knowing that
nos
is
permite
something that
encontrar el
heals our
propósito de
perception.
nuestra vida
It enables
y
us to find the
consecuentemente
purpose of our life
nos permite vivir en la plenitud de lo
and
que somos.
consequently
Y esa es la
allows us to live
invitación
in the
de este
fullness of who we
encuentro.
are.
Es una
And that is the
invitación
invitation of this gathering.
a sentir,
It's an
experimentar,
invitation to
vivir
feel, to
el
experience,
hecho de
and
que
to live
somos amor y nada
the
más que
fact that
amor.
we are love
Y
and
tratar de
nothing but love,
recordarnos constantemente
and to
que somos
remember,
amor
remind
para
ourselves constantly that that
poder
is what we are,
vivir en armonía con lo
in
que
order to be
somos.
able to live in harmony with what we are.
Porque cuando nos olvidamos que somos
Because
amor,
when we forget
dejamos
that we are love,
de extender amor
we cease
en
to
nuestra humanidad.
extend love in
Y
our
el llamado de
humanity.
Jesús y de María en estos momentos es a vivir como el Cristo viviente que somos en verdad. Es decir,
And the invitation is for
ser
us to
amor.
live as the living Christ that
Y
we
es
are
un
truly, and that is
conocimiento
to be love.
que para mí fue transformante
And this is a knowledge and knowing
porque
that for
en
me
ese
was
conocimiento supe
transformative,
que yo
because
había
in
sido
knowing that,
creado para ser amado,
I realized that I had been
es
created to
decir,
be loved
recibir el amor
and to
de Dios
receive love and
y
to receive the
recibiendo
love of
ese
God,
amor,
and receiving that love,
conocer el amor que
in
soy.
receiving that love,
Por
knowing
eso el lema de hoy
the love that
se
I am.
podría también resumir
And that is why
diciendo,
that our theme for
déjate
today
amar.
could also be
Dejarnos
summed
amar
up
es
as
importante.
let yourself be loved.
Dejarnos amar es el camino
Letting
que nos va a
ourselves be
llevar
loved is
nuevamente
important. It's the way
a
that
la
we
dignidad del amor que
are
somos.
able to return back to the
Porque cuando nos sabemos
dignity and the
amados,
love that we are. Because when we
nos
know that we are
sabemos
loved,
dignos.
we know that we are
Y es
worthy.
ese amor el que Jesús y María nos quiere regalar
And it
para
is
que
that
podamos
love that Jesus and
recordar
Mary wish to
quiénes somos,
gift us with
el amor de Dios.
so that we can remember that
Este es
we are
el
the love
lema
of
y
God.
el
So
tema
that is the theme,
de unión de hoy.
the theme of
Y
union
quería
of our meeting
traerlo a la
today.
conciencia para de
And I
nuevo
wanted to
guardar
bring
el
it into our
corazón,
awareness here
dejarnos amar
so we can open our
una y otra
hearts
vez,
to that, to
constantemente,
letting
para
ourselves
poder
be loved
llenarnos
over
de
and
amor.
over again,
Y
to
cuando
fill
nos
ourselves,
llenamos de
allow
amor,
ourselves to be filled with love.
ese amor
Because when we
va
are full
a
of love,
extenderse por sí mismo.
that love will extend itself automatically around us.
Sebastián. Apareceram perguntas.
There are some questions here in the chat box. So, yeah, I muted you. Marilena asked, how did everything start? And there is a second question from Andrea. How can I serve love better than what I'm doing right now?
There are two questions there. One is, how did everything start? I think if I've understood that rightly. And the second one is, what can we do? What can we do to be that? Thank you for the questions.
Una pregunta técnica. Yo recibo en portugués.
Technical question. I've received the question in Portuguese. And I probably may well have understood it.
Una de las preguntas es cómo comenzó todo.
One of the questions was, how did everything start?
¿A qué se refiere con todo antes de responder?
Before answering, I would like to say what is meant by all. How did it all start? What is meant by all?
¿Me escuchan bien, Juliana?
Can you hear me okay?
La primera pregunta era cómo comenzó todo.
The first question was, how did it all start?
Y voy a resumir entonces esta respuesta en un curso.
And I
Voy a resumir entonces la pregunta de cómo comenzó todo en un curso de amor y cómo continúa. Un curso de amor vino a mí en forma milagrosa a través de un encuentro que yo tuve en una capilla de oración y de adoración en silencio. En esa capilla donde uno va a estar en silencio en presencia de Jesús y en soledad con Él, había un libro que no debiera estar ahí porque es un lugar donde no debería haber nada, supuestamente, pero había un libro y ese libro decía un curso de amor. Y cuando abrí el libro, inmediatamente pude reconocer su fuente, la voz de Jesús. Y a partir de ahí sentí el deseo y la necesidad de compartirlo al mundo entero. Y ya hace varios años que yo venía recorriendo un camino espiritual donde los libros espirituales cumplían una función.
Thank you. I've now discovered that.
Jesús
So I've lost it.
me iba indicando a lo largo de
So Jesus in prayer, through different periods, over a period of years in my path, Jesus showed me which books I should be finding and following.
10 años antes del encuentro con un curso de amor, me
venía pasando estos sucesos. From 10 years before having found a course of love, these events had been happening to me. For example, the works of St. Teresa of Avila, of St. John of the Cross, and also A Course in Miracles. I was with A Course in Miracles 5 years before I came across A Course of Love.
vino de la manera que comenté un curso de
It was the Easter of the year in which I finished a course in miracles that I came across a course of love.
tiempo de una nueva etapa
And Jesus told me in prayer that
tiempo en donde yo iba a tener que empezar a compartir
I was embarking on a new phase in my life, in my path, and that I was going to be moving into direct communication.
una relación de intimidad
Until then, my relationship with Jesus and Mary had been a very private relationship. I'd never felt any need to share it with anybody.
lo hice también en soledad.
And so, for example, when I was studying A Course in Miracles, I did that on my own. I wasn't in any group. I wasn't sharing with anybody.
Pero una vez que apareció un curso de amor,
But when A Course of Love appeared in my life,
que había llegado el tiempo de
it was then that Jesus said to me that the time had come to start sharing.
palabras que él usó,
Literally, the words he used, word for word,
fuera y
go,
gloríate en tu gloria.
go out
Y con esto me
and
dio a
glory
entender
in
que
your glory,
era el tiempo de
which led me to understand
demás,
that it was the time for me to go out and meet with other people and to share with the whole world
la experiencia del amor
the experience of love,
de Jesús y María,
the love of Jesus and Mary, the experience of the love of
de la
God,
relación directa con
of
Dios.
direct relationship with
Y el
God.
curso de amor
And A Course of Love
era para mí
was for me
en ese momento
at that
el medio
time
perfecto
the
para poder
perfect
hacer
means
eso.
to be able to
El
do
curso de
that.
amor invita
A Course of Love
constantemente a la
constantly
relación,
is inviting us into
a
relationship,
poder vivir en la relación
to be
sana.
able to live in holy
El curso de
relationship
amor fue
in such a way that A Course of Love was
un punto muy importante en mi camino espiritual.
a very important milestone in my
Bueno, y a partir de ahí
spiritual path.
reforcé
And from then
constantemente al
on,
día de hoy las enseñanzas de un curso de amor y
I have been using the teachings of A Course
la
of Love,
encarnación de esas enseñanzas
the
como el medio
embodiment of those
perfecto para mí para poder
was the
salir al
perfect means for
encuentro
me
y
to be able to go out into the world and share
de Dios en mí
the love of God in me
con todos de las
with
diferentes maneras
with
posibles.
all
Así que
around
todo
me in
empezó
all sorts of different ways. So all of that
siempre en mí, con Jesús guiándome y diciéndome
always
de la importancia de una
done with the
relación
guidance
de un curso
of
de amor,
Jesus,
cuya voz es suya, canalizada a través de este
insisting on the importance of the teachings of A Course of Love,
y,
being in the voice of Jesus,
todo lo que viene del
in
cielo
words through Mary Perron,
nos es dado para que lo podamos compartir. Así que a partir de ese momento yo
with the
dediqué
realization that everything that comes from
única y
heaven is given to us for us to be able to
a
share.
compartir con el mundo
And from
entero
that time on, I have dedicated my life to sharing with the world in any way I can, my direct relationship with God.
cómo poder ser amor.
And the second question was how to be able to be,
Y esa
how
es
to
una pregunta
be able
muy
to be
importante
love
porque siempre está en nuestro
and
corazón.
in daily life. And that's an
Para
important question because it's always in our heart. What is it we are to do?
no sabemos cómo hacerla brillar.
If we know we are loved, sometimes we don't know how to make it
Fue bien
shine.
clara conmigo al respecto de esa pregunta y por eso la voy a responder tal como ella me
And the
la
Virgin
responde a mí
Mary spoke to me very clearly with regard to this.
que dice, déjate amar.
She gave me very clear instruction, which was very simple. Let yourself be loved. How can I be increasingly loved? How can we do that? By letting ourselves be loved.
De perspectiva
When
hacia una actitud espiritual de dejarnos amar,
when we change our perspective
empezamos
to an
vivir de otro
attitude
modo.
of letting ourselves
Empezamos a
be loved
confiar en Dios,
and
empezamos
allowing
a
ourselves to
confiar en el amor,
trust in God, to trust
dejar
in
que el
love,
amor haga
we
por
begin to allow
nosotros
love
lo
to
que Él
do
quiere
for
hacer.
us what love wants to
Así
do.
que la respuesta simple y
So the simple
dejarse amar,
answer
cada día más,
is to let ourselves be loved increasingly every day, more and more each day. It means handing over all of our life to God. What we want, what we don't understand, our fears, our human relationships, absolutely everything. Because Mary also said to me that by letting ourselves be loved, we are living as we are called to live, which is as children in the arms of the mother. And this is the invitation of Mary in these times of women, of the time of Mary. It is a time in which we are called to live as children, as small children, newborn children in the arms of the mother. The mother is who looks after the child. The child has no plans. The baby has no plans. The child has no interest in obtaining anything or providing itself with anything. It knows that the mother will provide it. And it is the mother who provides even if the child doesn't know what it is that it needs. So letting ourselves be loved is handing our life over, our entire life over to God, knowing that we will be looked after. To be able to live in the world, loving by letting ourselves be loved.
Sebastián, as duas pessoas que fizeram perguntas te agradeceram.
The two people who made their questions, so they thank you for what you've just shared. And the next question is from Elliot, and it was done in English. And I'm gonna say it very slowly in Portuguese so that you understand it. He says, it feels like we are in heaven in this group. I've never been elevated in this way. Would you like to say something about this?
Muchísimas gracias. Sí. Perfecto. Muchísimas gracias. Muchas gracias, Elio, por la pregunta.
Thank you very much, Elliot, for your question. It's an important question.
Y quisiera aprovechar la oportunidad de esta pregunta
And I would like to
para
take this opportunity of this question to be able to share with everybody
una revelación que me fue dada
a revelation I was given,
y que es para que todos la conozcamos.
and so that all of you can be aware of it.
Jesús me dijo
Jesus said to me
que en todo encuentro
that in each encounter,
que hacemos
in each gathering that we have
en su nombre,
in his name,
encuentros que él llama encuentros santos,
what he calls holy encounters,
como este que estamos ahora,
as is this one that we are having now,
sería un encuentro en el cual nos iba a ser regalada
in those encounters, we would be given a special grace, the gift of a special grace, which is the gift, the grace of the embrace of Mary and the gift of an angel. At some stage during the gathering, during the encounter, the heaven opens, literally heaven opens, and down from heaven come choirs of angels, and among the angelic choirs, Mary descends as well, surrounded by these choirs of angels. Mary becomes literally present in this gathering and embraces each of the souls and gives the souls through that embrace the grace that that soul needs. And after that, an angel prostrates in adoration before the soul of each of us, including the soul of Sebastián, each of us with our own particular angel, and that angel stays with that soul for the whole of eternity, guiding it and helping it in its journey towards the light. It is a gift from heaven that Christ chose to give us through these encounters that we have. And that is what some of you are able to feel. And the fact is, in many holy encounters that we have, that we hold, many of those who attend those encounters feel that presence. However, regardless of whether you actually feel anything or not, the presence of whether you feel or are aware of the presence of Mary and the angels, the grace and the blessings are given to us equally, to all of us. And this is the reason why many can feel that presence, although not everyone is able to put it into words. It is the literal presence of Mary. It is the embrace of Mary of our souls. It is the literal presence of an angel as a gift from heaven for each of us and for Sebastián. Each time we have a gathering of this kind from heart to heart,
Y por ese motivo,
and for that reason, I would like to invite everybody now to spend the next at least 5 minutes in silence. And at the end of that 5 minutes, we can continue in silence, or we can break the silence with any question or experience that anybody wants to share. In this silence, we will be able to become more aware of the presence of Mary here and now, of the presence of our Divine Mother. Our soul knows who our mother is. And in the silence of our heart, we stay with her, we rest with her, receiving her love and listening, hearing how much she loves us, and possibly telling her ourselves how much love we feel for her.
Gracias por honrar el silencio. Y ahora los invito a continuar en silencio quien quiera permanecer en él, y también a compartir cualquier experiencia que sientan el deseo de compartir desde el corazón, o a hacer cualquier pregunta que
Sorry, I'm trying to do
sientan necesidad de
too many things at
hacerlo.
once. Sebastian is saying, thank you for respecting the silence. And if you want to continue in silence, please do so. But we can now
Como lo
ask
importante
any
es
question or any sharing that we want to.
el centro es Cristo, estar con Él es la alegría del alma.
The center is
No hay
Christ. Being with
alegría
Christ
más grande
is
que
the
estar con Cristo.
joy of the soul. There is no greater
Llevarlo
joy
dentro
than
de
being
nuestros
with
corazones
Christ and
conscientemente,
carrying Christ in our
de tal
heart
modo que
consciously with awareness.
cualquier pregunta o cualquier necesidad de compartir o incluso de permanecer en
So
silencio,
any question or need to
estar unida a Cristo en esta experiencia del abrazo de María, que es el regalo que todos estamos recibiendo hasta el final de este encuentro.
while we are here receiving the
Por
embrace
eso al
of Christ
principio yo
and Mary.
dije que
This is
era
why I
el
said at the
encuentro entre
beginning
el cielo y la tierra,
that this is a meeting
porque
between heaven and earth,
literalmente así es.
because it literally is that.
Só um pouquinho, Aline, antes de você perguntar. Sebastián, você pode selecionar.
So Sebastian, you can choose in the interpretation, you can choose English because then Juliana will translate it for you.
E Mandy, recebi seu pedido.
So Mandy, I received your request. So very soon I'm gonna ask you to open your microphone. So now Aline is gonna have a question on her sharing in Portuguese.
Posso?
Can I?
O coração tá disparado.
My heart is beating very, very fast.
Sebastián.
Sebastian,
gratidão.
thank you very much for this
Tinha
moment.
participado uma vez de um
I had
encontro com você.
participated of a
Let's
gathering with
welcome
you once,
Quando eu lhe
Oh, no.
vi,
and when I saw you for the first time,
senti
I
a
felt this
presença
light,
de Deus.
this presence of God,
E eu fiquei eufórica.
and I was very euphoric
encontro.
in the first
E
gathering
hoje,
of love, and today,
do último encontro até hoje,
from the last gathering till now, many things happened in my life.
devoto de Nossa Senhora.
I am very devoted to Mother Mary, and Mother Mary has saved me.
Me ajudou a
She helped me
trazer o amor pro meu coração.
heal and bring love to my heart that I didn't have,
E me ajudou
and she helped
a entender muita coisa que eu não
understanding what I didn't
entendia.
understand.
E aí ela
And
tomou
then
conta desse
she
lugar.
took care of this
E
place,
minha relação com ela
and my
e com o anjo da
relationship with her and my guardian angel
forma que
flourished in a way that I felt
converso
the
com
presence.
eu tenho uma
I talk
relação muito
to Mother
forte,
Mary, and I have a very strong relationship, and she made me closer to Jesus. And before you started talking about the presence of the angel and Mother Mary in this moment, I felt that she was here, that he was here.
E quando meu anjo
And when my angel
próximo a mim,
is very close to me and I feel his touch, and when you started talking,
meu coração ficou
my
cheio de
heart
alegria.
was full of joy,
E eu pensei,
and I
como é
thought,
incrível
how
viver essa
incredible
experiência.
feeling this
Como eu gostaria
experience.
que todas as pessoas
And I would
abrissem o
like for
coração
everyone
nessa
to open their
necessidade
hearts
de ter essa experiência,
so that they can feel
porque
this
é de uma
experience too,
grandeza
because it's
de
huge,
servir
and it is a
quando isso
service
acontece.
when this
Então, é
happens.
só para agradecer
So I just want to thank you. It's very special when somebody talks and I feel that the person talks, because I spent a very long time thinking I was crazy with everything that was going on internally and around me, and being able to feel all of this. So I'm very grateful. So I have this love for Mother Mary, and thank you very much, Sebastian, for this moment.
Gracias a vos, Aline.
Thank you, Aline,
Por abrir
I'm not-
tu corazón y
for opening your heart
dejarte llevar por el espíritu.
and allowing yourself to be carried by
Gracias por
Spirit.
compartir tu experiencia,
Thank you for sharing your experience,
porque tu testimonio
because your testimony
ayuda a otros también
helps other people
a
too
entender
to
qué es lo que
understand
está pasando en estos encuentros santos.
what it is that is happening in these holy encounters.
Y de ese modo,
And in that
animarse a
way,
venir a estos encuentros cada
they
vez con más frecuencia.
are encouraged to come increasingly often to these encounters.
Gracias también a todos
Thank you
por
also
dejarse
to
llevar
everyone
por el espíritu
to
hasta
letting
este
yourself be
encuentro.
carried by Spirit to bring you here.
Es Cristo quien nos llama a nosotros.
It is Christ who is
Es
calling us.
Cristo quien nos trae
It
a
is
nosotros hasta aquí.
Christ who brings us here.
Siempre es el Espíritu el que toma la iniciativa.
It is always the Spirit. It is always Spirit that takes
Por
the
lo tanto,
initiative.
estamos aquí
So we are here
invitados por María.
at the invitation of Mary.
Estamos aquí para celebrar la vida,
We are here to celebrate life
porque Jesús es la vida.
because Jesus is life together with Mary.
Y nuestra alma sabe quién está enfrente.
And our soul knows who is before us, who is with us.
Por eso te agradezco, Aline, por el testimonio
And that is why I'm grateful to you, Aline,
y por
for what
tu
you
luz,
have shared and for your light.
porque la luz que ves es tu luz.
Because the light that you see is your light.
Porque ya estamos listos para ver la luz que somos.
Because we are now ready to see the light that we are.
Y lo que sucede en estos encuentros santos,
And what
a
happens
través
at these
de la
holy gatherings,
experiencia mística
holy
del
encounters,
abrazo de María,
through the mystical
regalo de un
experience of
ángel,
the embrace of Mary and the gift of an angel,
es que el cielo se derrama sobre nosotros.
is that heaven spills itself over
Tenemos
us.
un encuentro literal
We literally
con
have
nuestra fuente.
a meeting, an encounter with our source.
Y ese encuentro nos
And-
llena de amor
And that encounter fills us with love
para poder ir al mundo a compartir.
to be able to go to the world, out into the world and share that love.
Por eso esta es una invitación permanente
This is why this is an ongoing, a
para poder
permanent invitation
reunirnos en la
to be able to
presencia
gather
de María
together in the presence of Mary
y dejarnos amar,
and to allow ourselves to be loved,
dejarnos
by Mary,
inundar de su
letting
amor.
ourselves be flooded with her love.
Y eso es lo que nos va a transformar.
And that is what will transform us.
And now, Sebastian, I'm gonna invite Mandy to open her microphone. So if you want to choose the translation to English.
A ver si sé hacerlo.
Let me see if I can do it. Okay, here.
Inglés. Okay.
Yes, and then here.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay. Mandy, you can talk now.
Well, now that I've got this opportunity to talk, I'm so moved. I can't hardly speak. I love what Aline said. It was like she almost said exactly what I was feeling, Aline. Thank you. I'm so grateful to you, Raffaella, and Juliana and Coralie for making this possible. You translators are all working so hard, and I'm very, very grateful. And you know, Sebastian, I have this pleasure of working with you on our holy encounters and our weekly hour of grace, which I hope people here will like to join, the weekly hour of grace. And every time that I'm with you, there's, like you just said, heaven spills over. There's like this expansion that just gets stronger and stronger, and it gets more and more intense, you know. And today we had our holy hour of grace, and then we're here. So I'm here with many friends and beautiful new friends I've yet to meet. And I just, my heart is so full of gratitude. It's aching, and my face is aching from smiling so much. I can, like Aline said, that presence of Mary is so strong. And before I met you and got involved with Choose Only Love, I didn't have anything like this, and I thought I lived quite a spiritual life, but nothing like that's happened since I've known you. Oh, sorry. Oh, heavens! Something fell on the TV remote. Oh, I'll just mute for.
So, shall I say something in English or Spanish? Spanish.
Yeah.
Okay. Muchas gracias, Mandy, Solk,
Thank you very much, Mandy,
por compartir tu corazón,
for sharing your heart.
Quisiera decir
I'd like to say
que esa nueva experiencia espiritual
that
de la
that
cual
new,
habla Mandy
that new experience, spiritual experience that you have spoken to us of,
tiene que ver con
has to do with
esta nueva era de conciencia
this new age of consciousness, awareness, conscious awareness,
que tiene que ver con la relación directa con Dios.
that has to do with the direct relationship with God.
Jesús me dijo
Jesus said to me
que estamos llamados
that we are called
a vivir la relación directa con Dios,
to live in direct relationship with God,
como era en el origen de los tiempos.
as it was at the beginning of all time.
Y es esa relación directa
And
la
it
que
is
es única.
that direct relationship that is unique
Y siempre nueva,
and always new,
porque es una relación
because it is a relationship
de persona a persona,
of person to person,
de Dios y el alma.
of God with the soul.
Y es a esa relación a la que estamos invitados
And that is the relationship that we are invited to engage in.
También quisiera decir
I'd also like to say
que Jesús me dijo en varias oportunidades
that Jesus said to me on a number of occasions
que cuando nosotros vamos al encuentro con Él,
that when we go to encounter him, go out and to meet with him,
salimos transformados en algo nuevo.
we are transformed into something new.
Somos más después de ese encuentro.
We are more after that encounter with Jesus. There is more of us
Porque el amor hace nuevas todas las cosas.
because love makes all things new.
Y por eso nos renueva cada vez que nos
And-
encontramos con Él.
And that is why we are renewed each time we meet with Jesus.
Porque el amor es infinito.
Because love is infinite.
Sebastián.
¿Sí?
Temos vários comentários no chat.
We have many comments in the chat box, many people thanking you,
Comentários de que
many
é
comments
o início
saying that love
e o fim.
is the beginning and the end, the middle and the end.
É intenso.
And they are very touched. They cannot even describe it.
E que a noite no escuro
And that the night,
parece uma
in the darkness of the room, our light seems like it's very bright.
E Jade também comentou
And
que sente
Jade,
essa
she also said that she feels a vibration of happiness that is
eu sou
cannot put into words. And she says, I am love in the heart of the soul.
e que o coração está
And
vibrando
that
mais forte.
her heart is vibrating much stronger now.
Thank you for sharing.
Muy-
And
In
I can
Spanish,
understand
please.
what you express.
In Spanish, please.
Perdón. Gracias por compartir sus corazones y
Yeah, I get a bit confused with our languages here. Thank you for sharing your what's in your heart.
quería decirles que yo entiendo a lo que se refieren.
And I want to say that I know what I know what you're talking about. I know what you mean.
Porque Jesús me dijo
Because
que
Jesus said to me,
Él es el rey de los corazones
that he is the King of hearts
y el dueño de los corazones.
and the Lord of hearts.
Y nuestro corazón vibra
And our heart vibrates
y canta cuando escucha su voz.
and sings when it hears his voice.
Él hace cantar y bailar nuestros corazones.
He makes our hearts sing and dance
Porque nuestro corazón sabe quién es Él.
because our heart knows who he is.
Y este conocimiento
And that knowing
nos permite entender
enables us to understand
que nuestro corazón sabe qué es el amor.
that our heart knows what love is.
El amor no tiene palabras.
Love has no words.
Por eso muchas veces
That is why often
la experiencia del amor
the experience of love
es algo que no se sabe decir, pero sí se sabe sentir.
is something we don't know how to say, but we know how to feel.
Y por eso es tan importante retornar al corazón,
And that is why it is so important to return to the heart,
porque el corazón es el centro de la vida espiritual.
because the heart is the center of spiritual life,
Tal como me lo dijo la Virgen María.
as the Virgin Mary said to me.
Por eso les agradezco enormemente que compartan
That is why I'm hugely grateful to have you share
sus corazones, que es lo más sagrado que tienen.
your heart, which is the most sacred part of you.
Sebastián,
So
tem mais comentários.
there are many messages here. They're very beautiful.
Também de agradecimento.
And people are very thankful. So Roberto commented, wow, this is such a love gathering. This is literally a love, and this is present with very strongly, and you don't have to say anything so that your love and our love overflows and is extended. So Angela is also thanking for love that irradiates from her in all directions. Sergia says she feels the presence of Mother Mary at this moment in her heart. It's huge and sublime. Michelini, thank you very much. I broke into tears most of the time because I felt my heart so full. I felt the embrace, and that was overflowing all the present love. And Reverend Raja Joy, she said, today I heard, do you remember the light? It remembers you. Valeria says she cried a lot when she felt the presence of the angels and Mother Mary.
I thank you. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias por tanto amor.
Thank you very much for so much love.
Quisiera entonces yo compartir con ustedes
And
cómo se produce
would like then to be to share with you
cómo se produce el regalo del cielo en estos encuentros santos.
how it is that the gift from heaven happens in these encounters.
En algún momento del encuentro,
At some point in the encounter,
que no siempre es el mismo,
not always the same time,
el cielo se abre y es como si se rasgaran los cielos
heaven opens and it's as though the skies were rendered apart.
y del cielo descienden los coros angélicos
And angelic choirs descend from heaven,
cantando un himno de gratitud
singing a hymn of gratitude
al amor de los amores.
to the love of love.
Es un himno infinito
It is an infinite hymn
que cantan los ángeles a la creación
sung by the angels to creation.
y en el medio de los coros angélicos
And in the midst of the choirs of angels,
desciende hacia nosotros
comes down towards us,
la Virgen María
the Virgin Mary,
en toda su gloria,
in all her glory,
y ella abraza a cada una de las almas en particular
and she embraces each of the souls individually.
es un abrazo de amor
It is an embrace of love
en el que el alma recibe la gracia
in which the soul receives the grace
y luego del abrazo particular
and after each individual embrace,
un ángel le es dado al alma, a cada uno de nosotros,
an angel is given to the soul of each of us
para que permanezca con nosotros.
for it to stay with us.
Y al final del encuentro,
And at the end of the encounter,
el coro de ángeles y nuestra Divina Madre
the choir of angels and our Divine Mother
regresa al cielo
return to heaven
y deja sobre cada una de las almas que están aquí presentes
and leave on each of the souls that are here present
una luz que la envuelve.
a light that enfolds them.
Y esa alma
And that soul
recibe constantemente
receives constantly
una nueva gracia del corazón de María.
a new grace from the heart of Mary.
Y el cielo me permite a mí ver esto
And heaven allows me to see this
para que ustedes y todo el mundo
so that you and everybody
se sepa invitado a este encuentro
know that you are invited to this encounter
y a recibir el regalo de la gracia
and to receive the gift of the grace
del abrazo de María
of the embrace of Mary
y el regalo de un ángel.
and the gift of an angel.
Y quisiera decirles
I'd like to say to you
algo que la Virgen quiere que sepan, ustedes y yo que sepamos,
something that the Virgin Mary wants us to know,
y que lo guardemos en nuestro corazón.
and that we keep it in our heart.
Ella nos dice no tengan miedo.
She says, do not be afraid.
La madre está con ustedes.
The mother is with you.
Estos son los tiempos de mi inmaculado corazón.
These are the times of my immaculate heart,
Los tiempos de María.
the times of Mary.
Yo no soy solamente la madre de la creación,
I am not just the mother of creation,
sino el triunfo del amor.
I am the triumph of love.
No tengan miedo.
Do not be afraid.
La madre está con ustedes
The mother is with you
y permanecerá con ustedes
and will stay with you
por los siglos de los siglos.
through all time, forever and ever.
Thank you, Sebastián, for this beautiful sharing and gathering of the heart. I'm just going to read a message from Susan here, and then I'm going to say it in Portuguese too. She says, Sebastián, you're surely an angel. Thank you so much for this beautiful meeting. I feel overwhelmed with gratitude to be part of it. Not quite sure how I got to be here. Much love. And I would also like to express, because I'm also not quite sure why I felt so moved to invite you to be here. It was after I listened to your interview, and yeah, because honestly, there's no way I could know what was going to happen here. Estou agradecendo, Sebastián, agradecer a presença de cada um de vocês. E tem um recado aqui da Susan. Ela disse: com certeza, Sebastián, você é um anjo. Muito obrigada por esse lindo encontro. Sinto-me muito grata por fazer parte disso. Não tenho certeza de como cheguei aqui. Eu disse que eu também não tenho muita certeza sobre de que lugar veio esse impulso, essa vontade de convidar o Sebastián para estar hoje aqui conosco, mas foi muito movida depois de uma entrevista que eu ouvi dele. Para quem fala inglês, depois a gente pode disponibilizar essa entrevista.
Bueno, y como parece que Susan sabe escribir en inglés, portugués y español, pues no necesito traducir, ¿no? Si estáis viendo el chat. Pero por si acaso, Sebastián, seguramente eres un ángel Muchas gracias por este hermoso encuentro. Me siento abrumada por la gratitud de ser parte de él. No estoy muy segura de cómo llegué a estar aquí. Mucho amor. Y por lo visto es una invitación que ha hecho Juliana porque recibió la llamada de invitar a Susan. Entonces, pues, una maravilla, ¿no? Otro milagro más.
Yes. Mm. I think everybody's hearts are full with love and silence right now. Eu acredito que o coração de todos nós esteja cheio de amor e de silêncio nesse momento. Maybe just first to finish our gathering, I'll just play maybe a song or everybody can say goodbye. We open everybody's microphone maybe, and then we can all say goodbye. And yeah, that is okay. Yeah.
Sure. Sí.
Or maybe we play first, because there is a song here that I would like to share.
Que Juliana quiere compartir con nosotros una canción y luego que abramos todos los micrófonos para poder saludar y despedirnos.
A Juliana vai colocar uma música para a gente e vai convidar todos a abrirem os microfones para que a gente possa dizer tchau.
Somos co-creadores de una sola co-creación. La trenza infinita del espacio y el tiempo. Tenemos la edad del universo en expansión. La inmortalidad en constante transformación. Nuestros pulmones son de plantas y de las plantas somos vos, la voz que baila, lo que canta, canta que todos somos Dios. Todos somos Dios, la oruga y la mariposa. Todos somos Dios, el águila y el nopal en que se posa. Todos somos Dios, el fruto y la espina. Todos somos Dios, la sombra que se ilumina. Cada mentira se alimenta la verdad. De cada tropiezo la maestría en caminar. Toda enfermedad es un llamado a la salud. Toda oscuridad espera su baño de luz. Nuestros pulmones son de plantas y de las plantas somos vos, la voz que baila, lo que canta, canta que todos somos Dios. Todos somos Dios, la oruga y la mariposa. Todos en que se posa. Todos somos Dios, el fruto y la espina. Todos somos Dios, la sombra que se ilumina. La sombra que se ilumina. El miedo que se hace risa. La lágrima que da vida. El momento que no termina. Todos somos
Gracias, Sebastián. ¡Viva! ¡Viva!
Gracias a todos.
O microfone está liberado.
Gratidão, gratidão.
Gratidão, boa noite.
Boa noite.
Obrigado.
Beijos a todos.